Hello, hello, hello. How you all doing this evening? I hope you have had a wonderful day so far. I have to. Um, but I'm going to share something, This evening, I started to feel, I think I must have thought something during the day. I won't tell you what I thought, but it was a bit disempowering, okay? And so I started to remind myself that one, you're suffering and you have chosen to suffer. Two, I started to tell myself the facts about the situation, okay? Or the fact that I have in terms of the situation itself. And so I sat down and I thought, okay, you know what? I'm a firm believer of don't just throw away how you feel about something. You want to feel the feeling, understand it, know what it's doing for you, what it has come to say or do, and then if it's not serving you, thank it, and maybe give it something that it can work with, or swap the feeling, as the case is. Now, one of the things that I think I have used to help me in my feelings when I start to feel, a little bit low. And let me confess, sometimes I allow it linger for a bit, a bit more than I should, because it then, maybe it's me telling myself I'm human after all. And then I want people to pat me on the back or pet me and say, oh, it's okay, all is well type thing. Because I know what to do about it, okay? But sometimes I'm just like, no, I want to be human. So one of the things that has helped me with my feelings is a couple of things, but one of the major things, or the first things, is acceptance. Yeah, I accept that I'm feeling this way. I feel angry, and most times I would understand the feeling and identify it. Okay, that's another step. I want to identify the feeling. I want to accept the feeling that it's here. I want to understand why it's here. I want to see what the good is in it, whether positive or negative feeling. What is the good in it? What can I remind myself of what the polar opposite of that feeling is? So, for example, if I say I'm feeling lonely, for example, I want to remind myself that I'm not, even if the loneliness is in me, not out there. So what are the things that help me take care of loneliness? I know, okay? And it doesn't matter, you can be in a room full of 100 people and still be lonely, right? Then sometimes if I say, okay, I feel alone, what do I need to do? There are feelings. I feel anger, resentment, frustrated, different things, You want to understand why do I feel alone? Why am I feeling alone now? What are the thoughts that went through my mind to make me feel this way? Because everything, once again, starts with the thought. What is the looping thoughts that was in my mind that made it eventually become my results? I want to check that out as well and see how I can change the looping thoughts, right? One of the things that I say is, it is what it is. It is what it is. Another thing I learned is, I can't change it. ICCI. I can't change it. And because I know that the only thing and person I can control or change is myself, what do I need to do to stop feeling this way? And maybe lastly, I remind myself that this is me choosing to suffer, because I can choose not to, right? I can choose to get up and get myself busy, get myself active, maybe dance a little bit, maybe go for a walk. I can choose to accept it fully, or I can change it. And the good thing is that you have a choice. Hi, Yomi. You have a choice. We got in every situation. And even when you say, I don't have a choice, that is a choice. So I can't change it. That's all right. But I can change how I feel about it. I can change the story that I'm telling myself. about it. I can change the feeling that is coming up. And I can say to myself, okay, I choose to be happy and I choose to be happy now. I can count myself down. I learned something from two different people. One is the 5-minute rule, and then the other is the 7-second rule. So 5-minute rule is you put your timer on for 5 minutes and really, really bask in the feeling. And then when the 5 minutes is over, you throw it away and you keep it moving, okay? And the 7-second rule is you literally count 7 seconds. So when I started to feel that way, I was just like, okay, what am I going to do about it? Okay, what am I going to do about it today? I mean, I understood why I was feeling that way after understanding it, and I reminded myself that you're suffering for nothing because this is the reality, right? And then I started to, I said, okay, I accept that I'm feeling this way. Well, I mean, it is what it is. I can't change the situation, but I can change what I'm doing, and I can change how I think, which then eventually will change how I feel. And I do feel better because I went through the process, okay? And for me, like I said, sometimes I just want somebody to pat me on the back, hey, mama, and just, say oohs and ahs with me. Sometimes, like I say, miserableness likes companionship, but I don't like to be miserable, so I'm not looking for companions in that case. So, like I said, I chose to fully accept the way I was feeling this evening, and then I worked through the steps that I just shared. Yeah? And I thought to myself, you know what? Why not be vulnerable and share it with people today? Because I'm sure there are people who feel out of sorts. Some people feel all kinds of ways, I was speaking to somebody a couple of days ago who said to me, nothing is working in my life. I feel useless. I feel hopeless. I'm a terrible mother. I'm a terrible wife. Nothing is working. And I said, okay. I asked her to tell me a little bit about her childhood, and she did. And I said, you know what? Tell me about your work. And she said, oh, that's doing well. Her work is doing well. I said, so something is working. Something is working, isn't it? And she kept quiet. I said, we fail to see the one thing that is working or the small thing that is working and focus on all the other things that aren't. And then it becomes your reality, and then it becomes a looping thought. So you keep saying it to yourself every day until it becomes your reality. So like I said, yes. So I went back to my thoughts and I said, what was I thinking to get me in this mood? And once I was able to touch it, I'm like, okay, you know better. And because I know better, I'll do better. I never feel guilty about the things that I go through because I know differently and I know better. And I know that if I can feel this way and I created this, I can feel another way and create another feeling. So that's what I decided to do this evening. And I thought, you know what, share with people to say, look, you're not the only ones that go through certain periods in your life where you just feel low, or feel like you want a hug, or feel like you want somebody to just tell you everything is going to be okay. And that's why I'm happy for the community of people that I have, because I can tap into them. And thankfully, they're always there for me. And even if sometimes maybe I would rather it come from someone else, it doesn't matter. I tell myself that, at the end of the day, it came. Doesn't matter where it came from. And I remind myself, no, it doesn't. So if you feel any sort, we're getting to elections, things are happening in Nigeria. People are really, really, down and out. And so I want to use this opportunity to say you're not alone, Yana. You're not alone. Even if I'm not down and out, but I can understand that sometimes we get into these feelings. And what I wanted to say is it's okay to feel the feelings. Acceptance actually is bliss. Acceptance is peace. Every emotion serves a purpose. But don't allow it to stay there forever, especially the negative ones. So you either do the 5-minute rule or you do the 7-second rule. I trained myself to do the 7-second rule to snap out of any negative emotions or feelings. But sometimes it takes a bit longer. And I'm not going to say, oh, it's every time that I'm able to jump out of it. But most of the times I'm able to jump out of it easily and quickly because I can either meditate or do some visualization or go for a walk or dance or journal or affirm myself or read, study. I'll just sit and feel my feelings, and when I'm done, I'm like, thank you. You can go now. You know, you're not serving me anymore. So yes, remember, I can't change it. That's my sentence. I can't change it, but I can change me. And so I will change me. You know, like I said, especially if you haven't got control over it. So I want you all to have a wonderful weekend. I hope that your weekend is as beautiful and handsome as you are. And I wish you all a wonderful night. You know, have beautiful dreams. And I hope you like my diamonds that is shining, because I said that I'll shine bright like a diamond all the time. And yeah, you know, have a wonderful evening. Mwah. Love and light.